Happy 3,000 subscribers, ChainGaeng! Hello, interwebs, and welcome back. My name is FoxyMoxAE. I am an Eldritch Kitsune trapped in a digital space prison that runs on mixed reality. Today, as you can see, I've changed up the simulation just a bit. I have decided, since I am educating you, might as well be in a classroom, huh? Today's guest lecturer will be Depressed Nousagi with Nijisanji's contract has been leaked, and it's awful. Cause listen, I don't know how to talk about this. I didn't make the Nijisanji blacklist of bad VTubers who said naughty things about Nijisanji. But we don't give up here, baby! If you watch my previous videos, you may be aware that my general opinion after all of the Doki Bird mess was, friends don't let friends join Nijisanji, and I stick by that. And I have a feeling that today, if you haven't seen any of this contract business coming up, you might agree, baby. The original video will be linked in the description below. Please support Depressed Nousagi, who is way better at organizing information than I ever will be. And click like and subscribe, or like... Well, you wouldn't want to make me angry, right? You didn't see that. Let's go! Take it away, Depressed Nousagi!
As you may have heard, the standard baseline template contract from Nijisanji has been leaked by the VTuber lawyer Legally Minded. Legal Mindset. And now the document is out there. It's the unsigned version, meaning that the actual terms for the members may actually be different and may vary. But this one is now public information. Nobody knows
I'm gonna reiterate this, just to be clear, so nobody takes information as fact of something when it's not necessarily true. The contract that they will be discussing in this video is not a signed contract, so no, this is not any one specific VTuber's contract. It's not signed. So, in theory, the VTuber talents that are still working under Nijisanji have contracts that they've potentially gone back and forth with, and hopefully aren't quite this exploitative. We'll get into it, guys. I've seen some coverage on it. It's bad. It's bad.
Leaked it, and those that knows about it behind the scenes are keeping their sources close.
Good for them.
In any case, I made an entire
Protect
stream
your
summarizing
sources.
everything. I'm sure Legal Mindset will also have his own clip summarizing the whole thing with his more pronounced perspective, since, you know, he's an actual lawyer. But in this video, I will be giving you just a very brief rundown on the things that has happened and what was written in the contract and what they mean.
Thank you,
Screenshots
Nousagi!
of compilations of it are everywhere, in Twitter, the r/Nijisanji subreddit, and even in the descriptions of my last reaction stream. Seek and you shall find it, basically. Article 4 is where the first interesting meat of the contract is placed. We've all known that 50% is what Nijisanji takes from their streaming revenue, and they confirm it right here. However, everything else like merch cuts, sponsors, lives, concerts, commercials is going to be negotiated with the actual talents themselves. And they are willing to supply you with 200,000 yen, or around $1,300 worth of equipment and hardware for your VTuber activities. Laptops, PCs, and the like. However, they only give it to people and when they deem it necessary. Meaning if you have already a relatively okay PC, then you're not getting that extra 1,300. They don't.
I'm also going to add on to this. I've heard rumors of this, so I'm not entirely sure how true it is. But I've heard conflicting reports that there is a potential that that 200,000 yen that could go to your equipment also supposed to include your VTuber model, which for anyone who's been around the VTubing sphere is probably aware, live 2D VTubing is extremely expensive. Models are, and I'm not complaining about this, they're a lot of work and they're their own masterpieces of art, but at the end of the day, they are prohibitively expensive for some people to really get into that the real live 2D kind of, this is my custom character, blah 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 blah. If that does have to include that in addition to any equipment you may need, like, oh boy, I hope it's just a microphone, you know? That's tight. That's tight.
Don't mention the 2% in here, but that's all but confirmed. Article 5 states that Niji pays for the talent's business costs when they go to Japan, which is great. Article 6 states that you're not allowed to work with other VTuber activities in projects unless they give you their consent. This could potentially mean in stuff like performing in 3D lives and the like with other VTuber agencies, which is pretty standard, yeah. We don't want that in any
standard,
company.
but
And
for an
besides,
indie
it's not like
VTuber,
they're
this
fully
is
banning
so
it. Article 7
prohibitive.
is the most fucking weird one. This could just be a translation issue, but certain information is so vague.
Yeah.
They basically make it so that the VTubers must give the company quote-unquote certain information whenever they ask for it, presumably private information. I don't know what
Wildly
this means in
concerning.
context. What if it's confidential? What if it's personal? Maybe that was the intention? Like, it's weird. At best,
And like Nousagi said, a lot of this could come down to the translation of the document. But by the same token, this is kind of like a blanket agreement that it's very poorly worded. It's way too broad. It doesn't narrow down a damn thing. It just says you will tell me what I want, and I don't. Oh boy. Okay, onward. We're
best,
only
again,
2
this is a
minutes
translation issue that
in.
means it's personal information. But at worst, this is intentionally vague so that they can put anything under this
Yup.
term, and they can pressure the talents into revealing anything and everything that they want. And I'm just not comfortable with that.
Me
Article
neither.
8 states that they must be all present for all conferences. Article 8 states that they must be present for conferences and meetings to further their operations. Article 9 is just where they state that the VTubers must undergo training, and that's understandable, honestly. VTubers need to be coached on what to do and what not to do. Tips and tricks, all that sort of stuff.
They do. But fun part about this little part here, per legal mindset. If the company is providing you training, it gets real hard to keep calling the employees that you're training contractors. A lot of Nijisanji's protection here has been that the talents are hired on as contractors. This goes directly against most contractor stipulations. If the company is training you, you are not a contractor anymore. The company is providing training for how they want you to operate in their business. You are getting real into employee territory. Fun fact, because, you know, once you're an employee, you got labor laws to protect you. Which I'm sure Nijisanji would love to avoid. Anyways.
And if they aren't able to do this with a justifiable reason, they are terminated, and you must return the objects after your term has ended or the borrowing time has passed. Sometimes they let you even keep it. Article 10 is where they let people lend materials. But this is a given. Basically, if they let you use their stuff and you need to take care of it, you can't modify it or use it for non-work purposes.
Yeah, I don't
If
have
it's
a
broken
qualm
or
with that, I
damaged or
suppose.
lost, you bear the responsibility. Article 11 is where it's starting to get really bad. It's
Uh-oh.
basically confirming that management can and will skinwalk on your account if they
Yeah,
want to.
this is
They
so
have complete
icky.
and total control over your social media, and in paragraph 8, it's worded in a way where if it gets hacked or something happens to your account either because of you or the management, Nijisanji is not liable for some reason. Article 12 states that again, everything is
Nijisanji
theirs.
loves to not be
Anything you
liable
make,
for
your
things that are
VTuber
their
model, your
responsibility.
songs, your
Why are you
assets, the lore videos
surprised?
and originals and song covers that you paid for, it's theirs. Article 13 is bad. Nijisanji will have everything go through them rather than directly to the talent. This doesn't just apply to money. It applies to
A
everything. Your
world
play
of
button,
nope.
trophies, cash prizes, tournament awards, everything. goes through them. And you might
It's
not
a
see a lick
it's a
of it
no
depending
from
on
me,
your
dog.
individual contract.
I'm good.
This is where we see that Nijisanji members don't actually receive their play buttons. It's because of this clause in the contract. Again, as long as you
Boo.
got anything or create anything as that Niji character, they will own everything. In Hololive, this is somewhat the case as well, but Hololive actually gives their play buttons and trophies and shit to the actual person rather than
Is
keeping it for
Nousagi being
themselves.
run over? Did
Article
anybody
14
else
is
hear the
standard.
horn?
If the stuff they gave you has defects, then you need to replace it and be responsible. Article 15, this is their prohibited
Holy
actions,
fuck, this
stuff
is a
that
long
you
one.
can't do, and it's all the standard stuff. What is notable
It's
here
so
specifically,
long.
though, is the discrimination and hate speech segment, and the trouble and discomfort to third parties segment, which was what happened to Kyo Kaneko with his Korean comment and Uki Violetta with his white straight people bad comment, and Gundo Mirai baseball question respectively. It's also stated here that the VTubers under Niji can't go to a different agency for a whole 6 months. At least not without Niji's consent.
Non-compete
Which
clauses.
I imagine they don't give out freely. So no.
I don't feel like
Yago,
you.
the Gunrun,
I mean, I don't
Sakana,
know
and
this
Avia
particular
can't save
portion,
your
but
Ushis unless
I feel like this
Nijisanji
would be
says
hard
so.
to give to a
They're also
contractor
not
too.
allowed to explicitly say that they're that VTuber even after they leave Nijisanji. Suffice to say, all Niji graduates have done a good job avoiding this one. Wink, 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 wink. Article 16 is the
Aye.
terms of suspensions. It's all the standard stuff, basically. They'll suspend you without notice, terminate you without notice, with some interesting notes being paragraph 2, which recalls this vague-ass information thing saying that if anything they ask for is false, then there will be more consequences. Consequences that we'll get into later. Article 17 is interesting. The punishment for broken terms. They take away 50% of what you earn for the relevant month when you do an oopsie. Normally, you take a third of what your channel under Niji earns, and they're going to take another 50% of that. Heck, and if you happen to have broken terms that are part of Article 15, Paragraph 4, which includes a lot of stuff, they can outright just take everything away. There's a chance that they will not pay you for anything on an entire month if you make an oopsie. Basically,
I, as you know, am not a lawyer. I am, however, a person who understands that you can't make someone work for you and not pay them. That's getting into dangerous territory of real bad labor laws, and yeah. I'm gonna take a moment here to say that if you're a fan of Nijisanji, I'm not trying to shit on you, but also if you, I very much hope that your Oshi graduates and starts their own new wind of their career, because this, nobody should have to work under this. This is not workable. This is not functional. This is awful. The company has every incentive to say, no, you did wrong, because the company is going to take away your fucking paycheck. Oh, okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm not angry. I'm not. What we're not going to do is we're not going to rage. That's what they want. We're not going to rage. We're so calm. I'm the calmest. Let's go. Let's go.
basically, most of the penalties here are monetary. You can pause and read all you like. They're here. Article 18 is where they have to disclose that they cannot guarantee you anything. Not a certain amount of profit, not even like actual support. If you do decide to reach out to outside parties to help you with your VTuber activities, let's say sponsors, animators, artists, whatever, they're going to leave everything to you. If there are disputes,
Except when it
you're
comes time to
responsible
get
for it,
paid.
not management.
Then
You're
it
not to
goes
fend for
to
yourself
them.
here. They don't even help you vet for the people that you want
Oy.
to work with. If you end up working with, let's say, a bad person, then you're the one at fault. Nijisanji is totally free. They're throwing you to the wolves, which puts into question and confirms a lot of the things that Salen said during her departure. And Nijisanji will not be liable or may even help you if, say, your PC boomed or something happens to you and your PC wiped, your electronics fried, equipment malfunctioned, a fucking storm swept through your house and ruined your stuff. Nope. Niji will not help you. They have no obligation to help you. And even if Niji is being intentionally or grossly negligent, they'll only pay for the damages in the last 6 months rather than the entire term. So if there was something that they fucked up on that they did 2 years ago and you're now only pursuing some semblance of action for those, nope, They can't pay for that. Article 18
I
is
do very much wonder, and I'm going to be clear here. I don't think we'll ever see a point where, at least for Doki Bird, that this will be brought up in a courtroom. I don't think it's going to go to that. Litigation is expensive. It is difficult for all the parties involved. It's invasive. Nobody wants to go down that rabbit hole. But I don't think a lot of this contract would hold up. I think a lot of it is just like them writing what they wish things could be into the contract. And like at some point, I will say this. If Nijisanji continues this way and does not alter anything, there will come a time when this does end up in court. It will end up in court if we don't stop putting these egregious terms in these things. Okay. Oh,
actually wild.
Discovery
This
would be
entire article
interesting.
is basically just them saying that they will not provide you with even the bare minimum, but will profit off of you for the biggest that they can. The most juice for the squeeze here. It's actually pretty bad. Article 19 says that in any case where the VTuber caused direct, indirect damages or made them lose opportunities and stuff, then the talent is held liable and that they must compensate the company. They also say that if you have a dispute with other VTubers inside the company or other third parties like sponsors, artists, musicians, or anyone that you've worked with, they will not help you. You will handle all of that by yourself and you only report
So
the progress to them.
what
If
is
you
the
get into
company
legal
actually
trouble,
doing?
They will not mediate.
Like,
If you get
how are they
copyright
helping
struck,
you
they
aside
might not
from
even
giving
help
you a name
And
and
if
an
Niji was
audience
forced
that
to
will
pay
click
for
on the
anything
name?
a third party is demanding, then the talent will reimburse the agency for it. Again, absolutely fucking wild. If bullying happens, they won't do jack shit. If disputes or fights happen, they won't do jack shit. They are not obliged to help
Ridiculous.
you with anything or any problems that might crop up. It's actually fucked up. Again, minimal support for maximized profit. It's wild. Some VTubers under Niji might do it out of the kindness of their hearts, but there will be others that won't because they are not legally obligated to in this contract here.
Yup.
Article 20 is basically the termination clause. It's the terms or the acts that can warrant a termination. It's all
I
bog
wonder how
standard
long
stuff,
this one
and they
is.
will
I
still
feel
make
like
you
this
do
one
your
has to be like
obligations
a
even if you
million
got
pages.
terminated. So if you had a song cover or a sponsor or a voice pack like what happened to Selen, for example, then you're forced to do it. Article 23 states that the livers, if they object with the terms, have to respond within 14 days or otherwise it will be deemed as an acceptance. If they do
This part is incredibly ridiculous. I can't. This is basically indentured servitude. They're saying if you don't see this email, if you don't respond to this email within this time, you implicitly agree and you are now working for us and you like all the terms in the Fuck you, bro. No, that's not even time enough to hire a lawyer. Oh, God. This is egregious.
do anything under Niji within this period, it's an automatic yes. Silence means consent to Niji, it seems.
That is so scary. Silent being
Article
consent
27
is
just
not it,
proof that they're
man.
lazy. If any of the stuff they wrote is unenforceable, then they will make it close to the law as possible
This
to
is
make it enforceable.
This is because they
know that a
fucking
lot
know
of the
this
stuff that they
contract
made here
is
will
not.
carry over. So they made this something
Nothing
like a
in this
band-aid to
contract would
fix the
really
problems
stick in the
case
court
it
of law,
arises in the future.
so let's
Article
just apply the
28 is
closest
just
we
them
can,
saying
okay?
that you're part of the Nijisanji family forever. Some terms of the contract, like 17 of them, will remain even after you leave Nijisanji
No,
or you're
bro.
terminated. And it'll stick
No,
forevermore
bruh.
for as long as Niji is alive. Wild
No,
stuff, huh? So this is basically the summary. The Nijisanji contract demands that the livers must perform or attend PR and meetings and conferences for them when they are called. Nijisanji also gets to decide where the livers do their job for some reason.
Which
2.
seems really
Nijisanji only
overpowered
gives
and
them
stupid.
1,300 or 200,000 yen in tech and PC support and really only gives it when they deem it necessary. It's up to their discretion, it's not guaranteed, and in the occasion that you get terminated, he returned the stuff back. Number 3. Too much of the contract terms is vague and a lot of them
So
are
very
unenforceable,
vague.
such as the part where the livers must disclose quote-unquote
Certain information.
which could be a mistranslation of personal information or, again, at worst, intentionally vague to pressure the talents into telling them anything.
I would
4. Any
lean
vague,
on the latter.
tangible objects and prizes and etc. that the talents get while under Nijisanji will be directed to Nijisanji itself and not the livers. This applies to trophy, play buttons, and perhaps even cash prizes.
Can't let you feel good about any
5.
accomplishments you may
can't work
have
for
done.
another
They're
agency or as a
Nijisanjis.
VTuber for the next 6 months. Number 6. Niji won't help you if there is bullying or harassment in the agency. Heck, it's not even in the contract that they'll help you sort out internal issues. They won't help you if there are legal, copyright, artist, or collaborative disputes. You are to fend for yourself. Number 7. They can just straight up take all your money if you make an oopsie that falls under one of their clauses. 8. 17 terms of the contract, 17 paragraphs will follow you throughout your lifetime. You are bound to the Nijisanji family forever unless they dissolve as a company. Number 9. Niji does not guarantee you anything, not the money, nor the fame, nor assistance.
They guarantee you they can take the money,
Number
though.
10. You are given 14 days to reject the contract if you don't like it. If you so much as tweet, stream, or email using the work email or any activity under the company, then you or go past the 14-day deadline, they take it as an acceptance and reel you in.
Nope.
Number 11. The contract is designed to make it so that they give you minimal support for maximum control and maximum profit.
That's
actually
terrifying.
exploits the talent for all they are worth. That is generally the contractual terms that are put in this contract over here. Again, you might be more well-read than me when it comes to contracts and stuff.
No.
So there will be a lot of resources out there summarizing the entire thing. In fact, I'll just put it in the description so you guys can find it easily. In any case, yeah, this confirmed a lot of rats that a lot of people have been having in Nijisanji, as well as confirmed a lot of the bad shit that happens in that company. You're basically a goddamn slave. But anyway, yeah,
He
that's really
said
about
it. I didn't.
Subscribe, please. See ya.
Now, once again, for the people in the back. Friends, don't let friends join Nijisanji. You're not gonna get paid. You're gonna get bullied and have to deal with it by your friggin' self. Oh, this honestly puts a lot more of the rats into perspective. But they will take your paycheck because they don't like you. Hello? Forgive the tentacles. I'm a little angry, and it's hard to put them back in when I'm angry. Like and subscribe if you had a good time. The description below has the original video linked in it. You can check it out there. And I will see you next time. Bye! Gang, gang. Mwah.